What if I told you that you could become extremely consistent with working out, you could fall in love with the process, and you can transform your body at the same time? In this video, I'll be sharing with you guys different strategies and ways you can start to become consistent and love your workouts so that you hit the goals that you always want to see. If that sounds interesting, keep watching. Welcome to my channel. My name is Cindy Sember. I am a 3-time Olympian and now coach helping women grow physically and spiritually. I want to make this video because I see so many women struggling with consistency and sticking with their goals. I know it's easy, especially as high achievers, to fall off because we have such a high expectation of ourselves and we want to do things so well. I know that you can lose the weight you're trying to lose. I know you can build the strength you want to build. I know you can transform your body the way you want to transform it if you just follow these tips and start to implement these strategies into your life. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first thing I want you to consider is, what do you genuinely enjoy? I think one of the things that people struggle with when it comes to working out is they see other people's workouts and they say, I'm not working out like that. That looks crazy. I can't do that. The thing is, if you're trying to hit goals, you don't have to look like everybody else. You can do what works for you and things can change in your personal life. So what do you like to do naturally? What do you gravitate towards? Are you somebody who loves nature? Could walks be something you consider doing? Are you somebody who loves to push yourself and see your body really do hard things? Is weightlifting something you'd be interested in? Are you somebody who loves music and loves to dance? Could you go start doing dance classes that bring a little bit of excitement into your life? Too often we are focused on how a workout needs to look in order to see progress, when in reality, there are so many different ways of working out. I'll give you guys an example. I started doing cycle lessons because I've had issues with my knees. And so I said, let me just try a spin class and see how it is. And it was a fun experience for me. I didn't realize I loved the music and just the vibes that came with the whole environment. And honestly, I am really enjoying my times whenever I do go to those classes. And I would have never known that because I didn't experiment. If you enjoy what you do and it's something that you look forward to, that alone makes consistency so much easier. So figure out, what is it that I genuinely love to do? How can I start to incorporate this? Now, this may not be exactly what you do every day, but this might be something you do occasionally. So I might go dancing with some friends and I do get a lot of movement in when I do that. Like, I look at my watch and it tells me my heart rate is up. A lot of us make working out very complicated. Like, you can still see progress by doing the things you're already doing, but thinking of it as, okay, let me actually push it. Let me actually work out. Let me actually do this a few times a week so that I can start to see progress. There are Zumba classes. There are swim classes. If you love swimming in the summertime, maybe sign up for a swim class or go get a rec center membership and start going swimming twice a week. There are so many different things you can do in order to love what you do, but also to help you with that consistency, because that is going to help you long term to stick with it when it gets hard, and it'll just make it more enjoyable. The next thing I want you to do when trying to become consistent with working out is find a time every day or each week that you know you can commit to. What people do is they say, I'm going to fit my workouts within my day, and whatever time I can make it work, I'll do it then. And honestly, I see so many people who have this mentality and never stick with it, because let's say, for instance, you're like, I'll just do it at nighttime, and then nighttime rolls around, you have a friend who's like, hey, actually, can you come over here and do this with me? And you're just like, well, I could do that. I'll just get my workout today and I'll do it again tomorrow. And then next morning, you're tired after you hung out with your friends. You were planning on doing it that morning, but now you're too exhausted. So if you can just say, you know what, when all else fails, I'm going to stick with this time, and you can find a time, it'll become like a non-negotiable. You're going to work right now. You have a food and eating schedule. Why not have a workout schedule? Why not give your body some consistency with the timing it's moving itself? And that can look different for everybody. For me, I prefer a morning/early afternoon workout, but some people love nighttime workouts. And if that's you, perfect. Stick to that nighttime and you can stay a lot more consistent. So I highly recommend finding a time throughout your day that you know you can always show up to. If you have a 9 to 5, can you wake up like 30 minutes earlier and do it in the morning? Or if you are somebody who can wind down quite easily, can you do it at nighttime when all the kids have gone down to sleep? Just find a time, say this is the time I'm sticking to, and start doing that. Maybe 3 times a week you hit that time, and that's gonna help you stay consistent. I promise you, having some type of structure with your workouts makes it a non-negotiable. If something like having a time for a class helps with this, maybe do that. Maybe you sign up for a workout class that's gonna help you kind of stick to that time just to get in the swing of things, or maybe you just have somebody meeting you. Maybe have a friend who is going to work out with you at that time some days. That can actually really help you stay consistent, is if you have that external motivation to go. The next thing I want you to focus on, kind of similar to that last point, was creating a schedule you can actually do. So I see a lot of people say, I'm going to go for 5 times a week. I'm going to just try for 6 times a week and take the Sunday off. That might not be realistic for you at the beginning with consistency, because I would prefer for you to do twice a week and stick with that for 4 weeks than do 5 this week, take the whole of next week off, do 1 day the third week after that, and then come back and do 4 days. Like, if you're all over the place, that's not good for your consistency, and that's just not going to get you the results you want. So if you can say, you know what, Tuesdays and Thursdays, I can absolutely commit to lifting some weights, do that. Stick with it for 4 weeks. And I promise you, once you start doing that, your body is going to be like, you know what, I can do a little more. I can push a little more. Or I can do this consistently. Let's, increase either the time or the days or whatever it is. Just start small. Okay. I see this in a lot of my videos, but I want to encourage you. It's okay if you aren't consistent yet to start small. So maybe you incorporate 3 days a week you can commit to. And then those other 2 days, if you really want to do 5, you go on a walk. Or if you do 3 days you can commit to for a workout, those other 2 days you're stretching. You can give yourself that flexibility to not to be super structured, but still give yourself some structure so that each week you see, I did this, I did that, and I can improve on that. And then 4 weeks down the road, that's when you completely change it. And I really, really hone in on just sticking with what you can do before going to the next thing, because I want to see that you can actually stay consistent with it. Don't just feel super good this week and say, I'm just so excited and ready, like a lot of the people on January 1st do. And then come February 1st, you're like, I am burnt out, I can't do this anymore. It's because you went too hard too soon, honey. Like, you just did too much. Take it from somebody who knows how it is to work out sometimes. Stop doing too much. So now that we figured out some of the workouts we're interested in doing and the timing of when we can actually do it, I want you to attach a deeper why and purpose to your outcome. What outcome would you like to see from the workouts? Are you really trying to build strength? Are you really trying to lose fat? Are you really trying to just have endorphins keep you going each day? Are you focused on how you're going to feel in 20 years when you have grandkids and you can pick them up? Like, think about that deeper purpose, that deeper why, because sometimes I think we like to just say, I want to work out to be skinny. And it's like, that's not really a deep purpose. Like, I want you to think about what you're going to feel and how you're going to be transformed when that year comes or that 5 years come. I want you to think about that. Think about the outcome as if you haven't accomplished that. So let's say you keep living the life you're living and you just keep going down this road for 10 years. What is life going to look like then? Are you going to be happy with where you're at? Are you going to be confident in your body? Like, think about both sides of like where you want to be, and if you don't follow through, where you're going to be. And I think that really, really helps put things in perspective. I know for me as an athlete, I always knew, like, if I keep on slacking off, I'm going to get beat. So I had that mindset as an athlete, like, I'm going to get beat. My contract's going to not be renewed. I'm going to get really embarrassed in this race. Like, those kind of thoughts really helped me. But also what helped was, if I keep training, if I keep pushing, I can qualify for this race I've always wanted to go to, or I can hit this milestone that brings in more income for my family. Like, that helped me. So having that deeper why, deeper purpose, and not only that, but writing it down. Write it down. Look at it like often, if you can every day, but have like maybe a piece of paper on your desk or on your mirror, so that every day you're reminded, oh, this is why I'm doing this. Okay, you know what? No, let's keep going. And also, this will hold you accountable. If you see that picture or that word or that phrase you write down and you're not constantly trying to do something towards it, you're gonna be like, man, why haven't I worked towards this thing? Like, it's gonna remind you to get the ball rolling once again. And I know sometimes it can feel difficult to start back up if we fall, but please remember, like, falling does not mean you can't just start over, okay? I think a lot of people, and I've seen this with clients I'm working with, is they tend to get discouraged when they fall off, so they just fall off completely and they say, you know what, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. I can't continue. Stop doing that. I just want to encourage you. It's okay if you fall off. I don't want you to fall off. Don't get me wrong. But if you have a bad day, a bad week, a bad month, just get back on it, okay? Start over. Start with the small consistencies and just keep building on that. A book that I recommend you guys read is Atomic Habits. I read this, and I'm actually probably gonna read this again because I think it's a really good book to revisit. But this book is just so helpful about how habits compound and what it does for our everyday life. So starting small and using that habit, continuously progressing as we go on, is what's going to get us to the point we want to get. And speaking of which, another tip I want to encourage you with is try habit stacking. So this is something I do to kind of get me excited to work out. So whether that's listening to my favorite playlist when I'm warming up, getting ready for the workout, whether that's saving a juicy podcast. So let's say you have a podcast you want to listen to. Don't listen to it like on a drive or, when you're cooking. Say, I'm going to save this for when I work out, so that you're looking forward to the workout. So you're like, I have to get the workout in to hear what they have to say. So that's something I'll do, is I'll save something that I really want to do and like pair it with a walk or pair it with a run, something like that. I think that really does help you kind of add a little bit of enjoyment to it. So it's not just like, all right, we're going to get through it today. It's like, no, I actually want to go. I actually want to do this. So that would really help. Another thing that could be extremely helpful for you when you're trying to become consistent is just rewarding rewarding yourself after a week. So if you're somebody who's like, I just really can't get myself to go to the gym, give yourself a reward after going to the gym 3 times in a row. A TV show you've been wanting to watch, or maybe it's like, whatever it is, just give yourself a small reward along the way. I know that this is very cliche of like, oh, celebrate your small victories, but truly there's something to be said about our brains and the dopamine that it creates when we actually reward ourselves. Because if we reward ourselves after doing the thing we said we were gonna do, then we're enticed to continue to do it. So I highly recommend finding out, okay, if I go to the gym for 4 weeks straight, I'm allowed to buy myself a new workout set. You know, stuff like that. I've done that recently where I actually had some business goals that I wanted to hit and I reached it, and my husband and I had some really good food like that following week because I was like, you know what? I'm happy. I highly recommend just attaching a reward to a milestone that you hit because that will keep you consistent, that will keep you going, and that'll help you look forward to where you're trying to go. Lastly, I just recommend having accountability. When I tell you this makes a world of difference, it truly does. What I mean by accountability is tell your family and friends or somebody in your life that you care for about your goals, okay? Give them like, hey, hold me accountable. Tell me to be going to the gym. Can you just check in on me after 3 days to see if I've done the thing I said I was gonna do? Or ask them if they wanna join you. You know, I have a lot of friends that join running clubs or join, you know, spin classes together. They'll go and they'll just do things together. Whatever it is that's gonna help you just have somebody else in your corner, that's going to help you with consistency. I cannot stress that enough. That means getting a trainer. I have been working with clients online. I can see them not always wanting to do the things they're supposed to be doing, but I can help encourage them, and then they hit it and they're always happy afterwards because they know they overcame something that was hard for them. So I highly recommend finding accountability, and if that's something that you're interested in, I have a link in my description for you to go apply for one-on-one coaching because that is something I offer and that's something I help a lot of people do so they reach their physical goals. But yes, definitely find a way to be encouraged with other people. Find a way to hold yourself accountable, if that's a workout class, whatever that is. But I promise you that will make a huge difference for you on your fitness journey. I hope these quick tips helped you know you can be consistent. This can be the year you finally show up for yourself, and this will be the year that you follow through on what you say you're gonna do because you have a system, you have goals, and you have a plan as to how you're going to do it. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe down below for more weekly content related to fitness, working out, day in the lives, all that stuff, and make sure to check out my application if you are interested on working with me one-on-one for fitness coaching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye for now.